Flosstube, it's Donna, Doodlebug Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. Today is Thursday, September 27th. And to my new viewers, if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you being here and joining in. And to my subscribers, if you already subscribed, welcome back and thank you so much for coming back and seeing me today. Today is sunny, as you can tell. I'm filming in some decent sunlight. We're supposed to get rain later today, so I thought I would get this recorded while I have the light. Because y'all know that, you know, if you don't have good light, what is there? And I did my decorating. You can see I've got my shepherd's bush piece that Vanna Epperson finished. And I have my other fall and Halloween vignette done. So I'm still tweaking a little bit. But before we get started, I'll fill you in. My week has been very busy. We had on Friday, I had a lot of errands to run because my daughter, who is in Girl Scouts, she was a daisy during kindergarten and first grade, and now that she's in second grade, they had their bridging ceremony to bridge to the brownie level. So I had to get all of the stuff to make sure her uniform was complete. We had lost stuff during the year, so I had to go in and get the patches and replace things. Things fell off. It was a mess. It was a hot mess, let me tell you. So I did that on Friday, and then I had to run back out at the last minute because I realized she was missing a couple of patches. So I got those on Saturday morning, and then we did the bridging ceremony on Saturday. And then Sunday, it was just really bad rain. I had to go to the grocery store, so I did go out for that, and then I came home and just stayed at home and watched TV and stitched. And then this week has been really crazy because we had after school on Tuesday we had Girl Scouts, and then yesterday we had parent night at school, and I had to go to that. So I'm just thankful that I tonight don't have anything going on other than maybe some stitching. If you see me looking down, I have on my tablet, the volume is turned down, but I have the hearings going on from Washington that I wanted to watch, but you guys are a priority, so I'm getting this done, and then I'm gonna watch the hearings. So anyway, not to get political, but I do want to watch that. So I'm gonna try and not say so much. So the first thing up is stitching. So last week, as you know, I worked on my whip, so I'll just go in order. So this is what I worked on Friday. For Fall Friday, and that was Pumpkin Hollow Farm from Little House Needleworks, and I'll show you what I got done. I like having this metal board, especially when I have my needle minders on it, because it holds the piece, which is great. Let me just put this on here so you guys can see where I got to. So I'm down to the middle line. I got one of the yellow flowers done, and then I have to work on the other, on this side, the other leaf and the yellow flower, and then I can move down, which in this area is where the sunflowers are. So that will be forthcoming tomorrow because it's Fall Friday tomorrow. Ooh, I lost my magnet. So sorry. I keep putting it back on the board and it wants to stay there because it's metal. Hello. And I have a sign because I noticed in my last video I like look away, like I'm looking at like something over in the distance. So I have a little sign on my camera right above the lens that says look at me. So it's just a reminder because I want to be looking at you. So, and I'm not wearing my glasses today because with the door open to get the light, there's a glare. So this is what I look like without my glasses. Hopefully I can read everything. Blessings abound. This was for Spin the Wheel Saturday, the decision relay wheel. I'm going to be spinning that after I finish with the whips. And there's a little bit of a story. The piece that I had was started during Mania, and I didn't have the fancy flosses for it because so I wasn't getting that look on that ear of corn. The called for DMC is like a dark mahogany color, which I don't know about you, but I've never seen mahogany corn before, a whole ear of it. Maybe, you know, maybe Indian corn or something like that. But it wasn't coming out the way I envisioned it. It was kind of blah, blah. I hope that's not my, now that I did that, I hope that's not my picture. Anyway, so I took my piece and I was going to rip out the ear of corn. Not a good decision. Things did not go well. We had a catastrophe and a casualty, and I ended up putting a hole about the size of probably about the size of half a penny. Okay, so you know how big a diameter a penny is, about half that size, a hole. So the piece ended up going in the trash, unfortunately. But I'm not sad, because I did what any resourceful stitcher would do, and I went to my stash and I found another piece of fabric, and this is Mushroom Lugana, and I'm not sure if it's 28 count or 32 count, but I started restitching it, and I decided, since I was restitching it, I would now go into my vast collection of fancy flosses and I would pick new flosses, which is what I did. So I am using a combination of Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm confident that I can put this piece away and go back to it soon, I hope, to get it finished, because it's stitching up pretty quickly. So I will see what I can do about that. So that was Saturday. And then on Sunday, after the grocery store, I decided that I did receive, I showed you last week my completed round robin piece. I also received, with that same mailing, the piece for the last stitcher that that I have to work on, which is Lisa Blanco. Hi, Lisa. So I started stitching my motif on her piece, and I will show that to you now. So I started stitching that, and I don't want to show her complete piece, which she's already given me permission to show it in my video next week. I'm going to be seeing her the second Saturday of October for our guild, So I'm planning to bring her completed piece and my piece, and we're going to show them off at the guild, which is fun. So we're going to be doing that. I did that on Sunday. So Sunday is when I'm going to be working on this piece, and then I'll fit in another piece for that. Monday was Merry Monday, so I pulled out to work on my 'Tis the Season. Y'all know it. If you don't, where have you been? I hope you weren't living under a rock. So I worked on this on Monday, and this is 1/2 on 40 count, and I'm doing fairly well getting that tail done. And the tail I'm stitching in Gloriana silk, and that's poinsettia. Thank you, Donna Ray, for the suggestion, because I'm really loving this red. So that was Monday's project, which I'm pretty happy with. And then Tuesday, I posted over the weekend, if you follow me on Instagram and on the Facebook groups, that I was going to start stitching Hey There Pumpkin from Hands On Design. And I had done my own floss conversion, and I pulled 2 fabrics, and so I was getting suggestions, and it was a resounding vote, positive thumbs up for the brown choice, which was Vintage Exemplar 36 count from Picture This Plus. And so I started doing this. This again, I'm stitching this 1/2. I prefer stitching 1/2 because I don't have to worry about my strands of floss twisting. I mean, I will stitch 2 strands, but I feel like I have to, I get lazy with 2 strands and then the thread gets twisted and I just leave it. I'm like, whatever. WTF, I mean, really. So, if I have a choice, I'm going to pick a higher count fabric so I can stitch 1/2. So anyway, that's Hey There Pumpkin. I really like that. And that's coming along nicely. And then yesterday, I started, for Witchy Wednesday, I started the Halloween March from Teresa Kogut. This is my first time stitching a piece that is what I guess stitchers would consider confetti stitching, where it's like random colors all over the place. And this is all DMC. So my first time, and I'm stitching it on that fabric that I got from Stitchery Express. This is Fabric Flare Moonlit Tree, and this is that screen print of the tree with the moon. And so what I'm planning to do, let me hold it up this way. And so that's all I got. That was after 2 hours. People were laughing at my hashtag because I posted, I'll be collecting Social Security by the time I'm finished. Because, let me just say, stitching confetti is very time consuming. But I'm gonna hang in there and I will get this done. I just don't know how long it'll take me. Hopefully McKenna's still trick-or-treating by the time it's finished. So this is just the foot. This is the foot of the March leader. Yeah. So hopefully that'll go well. And I'm just stitching the figures. So I'm not stitching the black background, and I'm not stitching the top and bottom border, the top border and the bottom border. I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing any of the black, and I'm not doing the words. I'm just doing the figures. So this guy, this little foot, that's the foot that I did. That took me 2 hours. I think once I get into a repetition, it'll go better, and I probably will pick this up again more in the winter, because I'm trying to get the Christmas things done, and I'm really trying to get Pumpkin Hollow Farm done because I really want to get it put out. I don't know if Pumpkin Hollow is going to make it before Halloween, actually. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, it's a work in progress. I'll continue working on it. Hopefully you won't get sick of seeing it. And so today I'll be working on Peace on Earth. Isn't this a great bag from Mama Joan? It has I love this black and white check. And then my bees and my sunflowers. And then I have a little zipper pull that is, I bought this separately, but I have this little zipper pull that is a bee. And that's making me dizzy, I'm sorry. Anyway, so Peace on Earth, Cottage Garden samplings. So that'll be what I'm going to work on today. And then tomorrow, Friday, I'll be back on Pumpkin Hollow Farm. Car project. As you know, because you're a follower and you follow me, I'm working on Hands-On Design Knee High as my car project. So this is the project that I stitch on. For those of you who don't know, my husband works out of state. And so in the morning, we leave, drive to New Jersey to take him to work, drive back to Delaware to drop McKenna off at school, and then I do the reverse in the afternoon. So I go to McKenna's school and I sit and wait for her to be dismissed. And the way her school works, if you're not there if you're not there early enough, then you're gonna be waiting out on the road to get in to get the kid. So I usually go over to McKenna school about an hour before dismissal, and I just sit in the car rider line and stitch. So that's what I've been working on. And then when we go to pick my husband up and he gets in the car, he drives home, and so I sit in the passenger seat and I stitch on the way home. So this is my car project, and I'm really happy with how much I've gotten done, because if you saw this last week when I showed you, I had just planted the corn and I was working on the corn stalks, and that's how much I've gotten. One stalk completely done, and then I'm working on the second stalk, and then I'll go back and put the ears of corn in and then start working on the sign. So I'm really happy with that. So as you know, my projects for Saturdays are determined by my decision relay wheel. And so we're going to spin it now to find out what I'll be working on this coming Saturday. And I have my wheel, which is called Get 'em Done. And this is all my works in progress, not including my SALs. So we're going to spin the wheel and determine what is going to be stitched this week. All right, this is going to be the Force House Rules. This was a digital hold on for just a second. I had to do a screenshot of that so I could post it. Anyway, that pattern, the Force House Rules, that's a white background with just black lettering. And go to my if you go to my Instagram and page through back into May, you'll see pictures of that. So I'll be working on that on Saturday. My husband will be very excited. And we just got the Solo movie, so maybe that'll be perfect. So on Saturday, I'll watch Solo, a Star Wars story, while I'm stitching the Star Wars house rules. Hashtag winning. There we go. So those are all my stitch projects. And let me just get everything out of the way. I wasn't going to, I just, what do I want to do here? Okay, so something happened in the world of cross stitch and Flosstube this week, and I just want to briefly say something about it. I mean, this is, again, I'm not getting political, I'm not picking sides. I can only go off of the information that has been presented to me, and I don't think it's right. I have to believe the information that has been shown, and so that's why I want to say something. So the person that I'm talking about no longer has their videos on their Flosstube. They've made their, and I'm not even going to speak her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I was not directly affected by her actions, as far as taking money from stitchers under the pretext of creating and organizing a retreat, and then canceling said retreat and not refunding their money. I was affected by her because I purchased items from her, and I don't know if the money that she took from these stitchers was used to make the goods that I then purchased. So I basically consider that item a blood item, you know, kind of like a blood diamond. This is a blood bag. you know. And it's a project bag that I bought from said person. I feel like it's Harry Potter, and she has become she who is not named, you know. So I just want to say that it's tragic that a person's actions like that can have a ripple effect and make it so that people don't want to do business or don't want to interact with other stitchers because they can't be, you know, they fear that they can't be trusted. I've never been to a retreat. Hopefully I will go someday. I mean, I had the chance to go to StitchCon for the next year, but I had to pass on it because it just financially doesn't work for me right now. So I'm hoping at some point I do get to go to a retreat. But for people to shell out their hard-earned money and to be swindled and not, you know, be blocked and be banned by the person who they're just trying to get their money back from, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's criminal. It's putting all of us in a bad light. You know, stuff like this happens, and do we want to get swept up in other people's drama and be labeled falsely because of something that they've done wrong? No. So I'm not following this person anymore. I immediately unfollowed her. I don't want to have anything to do with the drama. I don't want to have anything to do with it at all. And if that affects people, you know, unsubscribing to me or unfollowing me, so be it. I'm not doing this. I don't do this for I don't get any monetary compensation for this. I don't have that type of following. You know, if I got 1,000 subscribers, I would be thrilled by that, you know, but I don't. I'm happy with whoever wants to watch me, and if you don't want to watch me, move along. If you don't want to follow me, move along. If you don't like the fact that I'm siding with one side or another, because I didn't want to have to pick sides, but I feel like enough people have spoken up and said, it's kind of like the Me Too movement in a way, but in a very way, that's a big stretch, but it's people finally speaking up and saying, you know what, we're not going to deal with this, you know, we're going to call you out. And thank God for Mckinney Stitching in Sequins. Thank God that she has, to be frank, she has the balls, and I'll say it, you know, she does. She had the balls to say, you know what, I don't care, and I'm going to say something, and if you don't like it, so what? So thank you for that, Mckinney. Thank you for being the one to lead the charge to get this wrong righted. And to everyone who is affected, I do hope that you don't let this leave a bad taste in your mouth, or a stitching reference, a bad stitch on your piece, that you won't, you know, give those people a chance again. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So moving on. The stitching, or this is stuff that I received as haul this week. As I had told you before, with me not working, what I buy is all dependent on what I sell. So as I de-stash, I take those funds and I buy things I want. So one of the things that was offered for sale was this piece of over-dyed fabric. And it's a real pretty neutral, and it's a big enough piece. I think I got this on Stash, one of the de-stash board, the de-stash. And so I got that. I feel like I just lost my mind there for a second. I also got some charts. This is by Brenda Gervais with the Needle and Thread. October Feast. Look at that cute little squirrel. So excited. This is my first By the Bay needle art chart, and I wanted to go in small, and I thought for fall. This is called Fall Leaf. Imagine that. It's a leaf and it's in fall colors. Alright, this one I'm saving for last because it's a mighty nice font. And then I had ordered a bunch of there goes that again. I had ordered a bunch of floss, and I got some free charts with that. And a lot of them were like September 11th themed. So I'll put them in my stash. This is Autumn Row by Bed Creek. I like the row pieces. If you notice, I have this like small space. It's hard to see, but right here, this small space. And so I want to stitch a bunch of pieces that I can finish to hang in that spot as I do different vignettes. This is the Antique Autumn Sampler from Elizabeth's Needlework Design. I just like the colors of that. And I like the little saying, the frost is on the pumpkin, a bountiful harvest, falling leaves, Indian summer, give thanks. And it has little crows on it. And something I haven't shared before is my dad, who passed away last year, his nickname growing up was Crow. So I do like designs that have crows in them because of that. And here's another one. This is Homespun Elegance, Wishing Thee Plenty. Crows and that cute little squirrel sitting on top of the pumpkin. And then I got this. This was on my stitchy wish list, and somebody had it to destash, and I was like, yes, please, please, please. And so that's Pumpkin 3 by La Di Da, and it's just stitched with one color. But I'm thinking of getting one of those like not transient, but like the skeins from like the Thread Gatherer that have like the multicolored, and I'm thinking about stitching it like that on a pillow but doing a black piece to hang up. This is a cute one, and this is one of the cross-eyed cricket circle designs. This is Halloween Eve, which is really cute. I love that gate in front of the moon. It's really cute. And then I got Busy Bunnies. Pam stitched this from Just Keep Stitching. She stitched this one right down here. And I saw that and I thought, well, that's really cute, and I could stitch that up for Easter. So they got that. And I got these cricket ones are ones again that I'm replacing the ones that got water damage. This is Winter Welcome, which I really like. Really like that a lot. And then I got Spring Circle, which I owned this before. I've already stitched the little bee right here, but I needed the circle. I needed the chart so that I can stitch my Spring Circle. So I got that. And then lastly, last week I had one of my Holy Grail charts that I was able to locate and purchase, which was Sunflower House from Blackbird Designs. Well, there was another chart in my Holy Grail list of charts that somebody had sold it, and somebody had sold it, and I had just missed it, and I was like, dang it, I always miss this. So somebody else saw this comment and private messaged me. And she's like, Donna, I saw that you wanted this chart and I would be willing to sell it to you for X number of dollars. And I was like, are you serious? I'm like, oh my God, yes. I will like do surgery on myself and take out a kidney and sell it on eBay if I have to. So I cannot believe that I've gotten this chart again. I almost cried. And this, I'm just over the moon. So this is a Blackbird Designs. This is Blackbird's winter delivery. Could you die? Could you like shut the front door? As Steph would say, shut the front door. Oh my God, look at that. And so I know that this fabric is no longer available, which just hurts my heart. I really wish I could find this cranberry bog, but I found an alternative that I think will work. So what I'm hoping to do is get the fabric ordered and get all of my flosses, and then I am going to start stitching this on Thanksgiving weekend. I usually do my decorating over Thanksgiving. I think I might actually decorate a little bit earlier than that so that I can have my decorations up longer. And because the period between Thanksgiving and Christmas is the time frame that my dad passed away, I'd like to have the house all decorated so I don't have to worry about that when when the anniversary comes up in December. So for years, before this is pre-child, we always had an artificial tree, and it was pre-lit and everything, and it was great. And then not last year, but the Christmas of 2016, we decided that we were going to have a live tree. McKenna wanted to have the experience of going and picking out a Christmas tree, and she didn't she would see like cars driving around town with trees on their roofs, people going out and getting their Christmas trees. She didn't understand why we didn't do that. So we got rid of our Christmas tree, our artificial tree. It was old. It was like decades old. So we got rid of it. And then last year we had the live tree and we went and cut it. We didn't go cut it down, but we went and picked it out and they wrapped it up and we put it on the car and we drove it home, and it was great. We also didn't have the dog then. And so it was a hassle because, we had to crawl underneath the tree, and I had needles everywhere, and I have hardwood floors, so I had needles everywhere. It was just a mess. So I thought we were going to just do a live tree again this year. And now McKenna's doesn't want to do a live tree. She's like, it hurt, when you touch it, it hurts. So now I have to start looking for a replacement artificial tree. So I'll be checking QVC out and different various sources for it. So yeah, so until we decide that, I'm up in the air as far as how I'm going to decorate once Halloween is over. I'm not sure. I don't think my husband would go for a Priscilla switchover and go right from Halloween to Christmas. He kind of likes that little gap space where I still have pumpkins out, but I don't have the Halloween stuff out. So we'll see. So anyway, this will be started before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. I'm so thrilled beyond words to have gotten that. So as far as this week, just continuing stitching. I want to get that round robin piece done so that I don't have to worry about it in the week just before not retreat, because the guild has a retreat in Ocean City at Salty Yarns the first weekend of October. I'm not going to that. So the second weekend of October, that second Saturday, is our regular guild meeting. So I'll get to hear all about everybody's escapades at the retreat. And then hopefully next year, possibly I can go to the one in the spring. It depends on what our vacationing plans are. So I'll just continue working on that. Stitching, I have, we have our fundraising week at school coming up. I also have been asked to volunteer at school to help out the school librarian. So I'll be working Monday mornings in the library, and Wednesday afternoons I'll be helping with classes. And then I'll also be doing volunteering during or with McKenna's second grade class. And so I'll be going into the class and doing stuff for the teacher and helping out with the kids and stuff like that. So it's exciting. And we're, you know, we still have things like the orchard, we have to go pumpkin picking, all of that. So it's going to be a busy fall. I still have to buy Halloween costumes. If anybody knows where I can find a Wonder Woman costume, please let me know. Because McKenna wants to be, she's going to stick with the superhero theme. Because she was, her first year trick-or-treating, she was Jessie from Toy Story. Her second year of trick-or-treating, she was, she was Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony. Her third year, she was Supergirl. Her fourth year, she was Supergirl, but with a different costume. So she was pink Supergirl the first year, and then she was traditional DC comic Supergirl the next year. Last year, she says she was Catwoman. I say she was Batgirl. I have the pictures. I know what I'm looking at. And it had a little bat logo on the belt. So I'm saying she was Batgirl. And then this year, she wanted to be Batgirl again. I'm like, no repeats. We don't do repeats anymore. So this year, she picked Wonder Woman, which kind of surprised me. So at first I thought she was going to be Harley from the Suicide Squad. I don't know why, but she likes that costume, so I thought she was going to be Harley, and then she saw the Wonder Woman costume, and she wants to be Wonder Woman from the movies. The Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, that's the Wonder Woman she wants to be. So we're going to see if we can find the right costume for that. So that's what I have to look forward to. Plus I have crafty stuff to do. I want to carve out some time to try and do some RIT dyeing on some fabric, so hopefully I'll have that to show you in the coming weeks. In the meantime, y'all get back to stitching. Thank you so much for watching me. If you liked this video and all of the hot mess it was, please subscribe, hit the like button below and subscribe to me. Follow me on Instagram at DoodlebugStitcher. Friend me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, look for me, Donna Newman. You'll see my doodlebug and you'll know it's me. In the meantime, I will catch you all next week. Thank you so much for watching today. And if I can leave you with anything, it's just be kind to one another and be honest. Kindness and honesty always wins in my book. And I hope y'all have a great week stitching. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care and bye-bye.